Hello ladies and gents, welcome back to City Skylines, welcome back to the wondrous Lakefield. So today we're going to continue expanding the city. Hopefully I'd like to get a nice park around this area here. Because this is going to be our sort of transport hub for this side of the city, I'd like to get a nice park in just to act as a buffer between any housing or any shops and between that transport zone. So we have actually unlocked parks. What one is it? That's one, isn't it? Okay, so let's put it on hold just for a little bit. We'll just try and get a little bit more demand, I think. We can at least get the road out for the park and then maybe we can fulfill this demand around that area. So, what am I thinking? So if we have this possibly as bus, because what we'll do, what do we need? We need 2,000 people. Okay, so we need 2,000 people to get the bus. So if we build some kind of bus station in here, then the bus station sits in between. I'm just going to pause. The bus station sits between here and the park with the train in the middle. So let's use some straight roads to make it easier for us. Just to think about space. And we'll just get rid of that pylon. We'll have a look at what area we've got to play with. That's definitely not a straight road. So if we think of a park, if we get this road coming along here like that, and if we say, okay, this is where we'd like the park to be, this sort of belt region here, because then we can get our bus in here and we can possibly think about either bus in here or train in here and then something else here, this area here. So if we bring this road, get me the angle there please. I don't think this road will connect with this roundabout road, because if you start doing this, people are going to use this as a shortcut to get in between areas. I think we'd like to keep this separate, at least for the meantime, and we can maybe have another connection maybe lower down, maybe here. If we have too many connections around this area, I think it could cause a little bit of a traffic nightmare. So we've got this area as well. This might be more suited towards a bus, and this might be more suited towards a train. And we can have a park in this sort of belt region here, which I think would look really nice, sort of like a long narrow park. So let's match up some roads. So you come along. Yeah, that's good enough. Sort of similar, but it's not too. I don't want it to be too similar anyway. And then we continue this road going down this way, because I think this could be quite a main road, which is good. But one of those main artery roads. So it's physically not a larger road like this avenue here, but I think that'll be quite a busy road. And then do the same for this one. So we'll also have this one coming this way. We will not destroy that boulder. And then we'll have this connect down. Yeah, okay. And then I think this area here can then be the park. So if we put let's put another crossing in. I know what we'll do. Let's do something like that, and we'll just get rid of those ends. They look a little bit strange, but then we'll think about what we're going to do there a little bit later. Then we can start building out a little park area here. So let's go to the park. We're going to start with zone. Where are you? Paint park area. We'll have a small brush and we'll paint in our park area. If I remember correctly, you have to paint your park area. We will neaten that up. And then you put in your gate. So I think we'll just get a small park main gate. We'll get it here, because then hopefully we'll be right in between train or bus, whatever side they do go. So if we pop that down there, congratulations! Thank you very much. So we've unlocked a few of the park buildings. So is that all? Where's my district gone? So is that all Lilac Hill? Yeah, lovely. We'll just extend that and we will neaten it up in a sec. So around my parks, I like to have fences. So if we chuck in a side gate, side gate, side gate, and now this is a straight bit of road, so we can do a straight fence where you're going to want to be up to about there. And then we can use Anarchy. So because I've got Fine Road Anarchy mod, I can select Control A. And that makes Mr. Chirper up here go a little bit demonized. And then we can Anarchy. So all that will do is it will place the fence regardless. I know that fence is not causing any issues with the road or the path. So we can use Anarchy to just make the game put it there. And we'll turn Anarchy off so we don't do anything which we don't mean to do. So this fence can continue going up to about, let's go up to about there. Yeah. And what I'll do is I think I'm going to start this fence now. Just so we can see what kind of area we've got. Oh, lovely. Perfectly straight. Got a nice corner. It overlaps the pavement a little bit, but I like that. That's okay. Okay, so that's the easy bit. So now for the bits which have a slight curve in them. If we do our straight fence here. We do our straight fence there. So then, oh, sorry, camera controls. Okay, so then how are we looking? We turn off all the snapping. Can we get a nice curve to come down to this fence? Back up a little bit higher. That's nice, isn't it? Have a look. Yeah, I like that. That looks nice there. I just think the fence gives it a bit of a finishing touch. Personally, I don't know if that'll be long enough. So let's get this fence coming out to about there. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but we can use magical move it. Oh, so move it's a tool which allows you to move anything. So all we can do is we can just pop this fence exactly where we'd like it. So all you do is you select the mod and you just select anything you'd like to move. You can move it wherever you want. Absolutely brilliant mod. So that's our infrastructure. We have our fence, we have our gates. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect up the power. It doesn't really matter where. Let's just chuck it to there. We'll just check that works. Yep, that's gone blue, so it works. And we'll just have time going on the slowest speed there, and we can just start thinking about how we want this park to look. So we've got a few park buildings. I don't know how big. Okay, so we've got a nice space there. We haven't got any buildings which are going to be too big for the park. Let's go for the plain path. I really like the treed path, the park path with decorations. However, sometimes it can be a few too many trees, especially too many trees in a line. So we've got that. So let's join up the path. So we don't want it to look too straight and orderly. So let's put a few wiggles in. Come down here. You connect up to that main park gate. And if you come along and connect up like that, so it automatically puts in benches, bins and lampposts, which is nice. So then if you come down from there, then we have sort of like one of the buildings is the park, I think it's the park info booth, so we can have this, we can have that building in this sort of area here. So then you come down here and then to there. Okay. So what's this? This is the Park Plaza. So let's get that. Want to be fairly central. So let's get that around there. How does that look? Yeah. Okay. Lovely, jubbly. Let's get in that park info. I'm sure it's the park info booth. Yeah. Can that fit in there? Oh, nearly. Can we get it going? Because this is our main entrance here. So if we get it going off this sort of side of the park, that means hopefully most people will be coming in this entrance here and they can go to that info booth. Do I like that? Yeah. I might just move this path slightly. Oh, I don't like that. There, that's good. So that's the plaza, that's the info booth. What else have we got here for grabs? We've got some restrooms, okay. So let's get some restrooms. Maybe, because it's quite small, we want to put it in quite a small area. Do I like that there? Let's put it opposite the plaza. Because I thought we could have some food trucks. And some benches and, you know, a few things like that. Okay. So what's our one building left is the park calf. Let's have the park calf a little bit more out the way. We don't want it to hit that fence. So let's do something like that. Obviously we do unlock more buildings as the park levels up with I think it's attractiveness and visitors. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, so until our next level, so until we can reach level, I assume it's level 2, we need to at least have 500 visitors to the park. We've already had 3 visitors, and we need at least 220 entertainment. So these buildings, they provide entertainment, which I assume we can see in this. Yep, so you can see that this building provides 20 entertainment. The purple one now. Oh, no, it's going to disappear. So, we've got enough entertainment, now we just need people. So that's fine. So let's get some water coming in. We'll keep going with our pipes under the roads, roughly under the roads. Pop up there. These will get power as soon as things start coming down this way. And what we can do is just to help that, let's put a little bit of commercial here. And that will aid that power flow down to this end of the park of Lilac Hill. So, let's put in a few more decorations. Where do I find the trucks? It's on this one, isn't it? Yeah. So we've got an ice cream truck, ice cream van. So you can hold the right mouse button, right click, and you can spin these around. So let's put one in just there. Here we've got a food stall. So we can put a couple of these food stalls in a line. Bit like that. And here we've got another food stall number 2. So we'll get that, looks a bit like a hot dog van or a burger van or something. So we can pop that down there. And then we're going to want some kind of seating area. So let's get in some of these benches. We'll get down just a few, don't want to go too crazy with them. Sort of like, yeah, pattern a bit like that. And then I really like the flower beds, but I can never get them to look quite how I'd like to. So I don't know what way this bin is. I'm just going to pop down a bin. Yeah, okay, that's good. I can never get these flower beds to look how I'd like them to look. So let's just pop in. We'll pop in a couple. We'll just see what it looks like. Can I get to? Doesn't overlap the road too much, does it? I was going to move that one. If I move that one up, I can move that one up. In a tad. Okay, yes, that's not too bad. I don't know if it looks a little bit silly because we've only got 2 there. So let's get rid of them for the minute, and we can always come back and we can think about flower beds. Okay. So that's good for the minute. It will look much better once we get more buildings unlocked. So let's put in a few trees. I'll place these down manually. A few nice pink ones. What is this? This is a flower tree apparently. And then we'll get some green trees. Just green the place up a little bit. Like that. If we get out the tree brush, I'll just touch down that size a little bit, or a little bit more. Just like that. We can just pop in little bits of trees here and there. So I think that's nice. It's a good start anyway, it's a good start. So we've got a huge residential demand. So let's give the people what they want. So I thought if we have a few more shops along this side here, and then we can start thinking about more residential in these sort of areas. So at least then that's a buffer away from this large busy road here, and it'll be a buffer away from this transport hub around this area. So I'm just going to put a road going through here, not straight, just a road like that. And maybe we could start thinking about our waterside road. So let's have it coming along here. Have it roughly following that sand line. A bit like that. Around the corner there. And we'll sort of leave it roughly there. Okay, yeah, I like that. We can think about whether we want to do buildings on this side, or if we want to do something like a quay and have a really direct sort of cliff edge to the water and bring this land in a little bit. So we'll have that like how it is at the minute. We'll connect up this avenue here. Oh no, my rock's gone. Okay, so that's good, that's good. We'll join one of these roads. I don't think I'm going to join both. We'll just join one. And let's do a nice little curve onto that one. And this road here we can put into sort of a dead end. Just like that. Lovely. And then here, it'll probably be good to just put a path in. To let our Sims walk through wherever they'd like. Because all that will do is reduce the traffic. So it's definitely in our favour. I will put in a crossing there. And I will put one in there. Okay, so let's get some houses. So let's fill in all of that. Oh yeah, they are really wanting to move into the city, which is really good. Okay, and here let's do something like that. So that's a little bit for the moment. Ring zone, a little bit more commercial on this side. Oh, let's put the 4 tiles. Get those 4 tiles just to make sure the buildings aren't too big. Something just like that. Okay, so if we keep going with roads, because we do need a lot more residential. So this road can be connected to that one. Then we've got a nice little corner piece here. And maybe we just come off this road and we sort of put a dead end in there. And we will connect that up, 'cause that's a really good spot to connect up to that path. At the end of a road, obviously we don't need a crossing because the Sims can just change what side of the road they're on just there. So we'll get some more zoning in here. Lovely jubbly, lovely jubbly. And I think we'll zone this bit all residential actually. So we'll have a little bit of residential on that main road, but this should be a fairly quiet end of the main road. It shouldn't be that busy. And water wise, let's carry on the pipe down Hemlock Street. Oh, I'll connect to that one. Okay, lovely jubbly. So that means that the water should go away. Yeah, lovely. Okay, so this icon here means that they have not got enough educated workers in Mr. Drugstore 2.0. So, how is our education? So we've got an elementary school. We've got plenty of capacity. We have 26% of our citizens have graduated from the elementary school. However, we are going to need the high school. Because the high school will educate the teenagers. And I think that then gives us, it gives us more educated, and I think it does give us more well educated. And as we start getting to the universities, then we start getting to the highly educated. And we definitely will be doing this in this series. We'll be getting universities and we'll be having a proper look at the campus DLC. So that's the most recent DLC that has been released by Paradox for City Skylines. It's the campus DLC. And we'll have a look. I don't know what campus we're going to do. So we have the trade school campus. We have the liberal arts college campus. We have the university campus area. So that's like a main city university area. And then we have some varsity sports and we have some museums, which is really, really good. So I'm looking forward to having a look at that. So for the minute, we're just ticking over our demand. How's Lilac Hill Park going? We've had 76 visitors, which is really good. I'm going to tone down the ticket price. Oh, half the price to 5. Is that simoleons? No, it's not. It's only simoleons. It'll be 5 Sim cash, City Skylines cash, whatever the currency actually is. Okay. How's our industry? Industry's going well over here in Garland District. Oh, okay. So having some water problems here in Middle District. Okay, so it's because our water availability and our sewage treatment, there's not enough capacity. Is that because of power? No, okay, it's just low. So what we can do, if we go to our budget, we can just bump that up. Let's bump it up to something like 75, that's good. I think that's good. So that should get rid of water notification, which is good. We've got our stream of poo coming away, which is great. Okay, yeah, so we're just having a few buildings which are saying they don't have educated Sims. So I'm just going to speed up time a tad, and as soon as we get that 24,000, we can start thinking about our high school, which will be really, really good. As soon as we get our high school, we should have a lot more educated citizens, which will be great. So we're getting a little bit more industry demand. So let's come back over to Old Middle District, and we'll just, as soon as it's all covered by our forestry, yeah, lovely. Have we got water coming down here? Sort of. So we'll get water coming down here. Then we can have some zoning. So we'll zone all of that. We'll keep going all the way down here. Is that Jeremy Street? Oh, look. Jezza Street. So that's great. So yeah, so they're already building. So there's quite a high demand for industry, which is great. We can start having a look at maybe some forestry buildings. As soon as our financial situation improves a little bit, we can start playing around with these unique buildings. So these are the buildings which come from the Industries DLC. We can start having a look at these. I've used them a little bit. I haven't used them too much. They seem interesting because to my knowledge they don't actually affect this demand. So I think even if you had a high demand, if you place these buildings, that doesn't actually take the demand away. It doesn't satisfy the demand. So we'll have a little look at that. I think we need to be a little bit better off. We now have enough money for a high school. So let's come back over to here, back over to Fawn District. We'll extend this district out, make sure it includes everything. Just like this. Then we can start thinking about policies, citywide policies. You haven't got any water. I'm so sorry. There you go. Please don't hate us. You're also having power problems. Okay, so we're consuming 45 megawatts, but we're only producing 40. So let's bump up the budget for electricity. Let's bump up all the way to sort of something like 125. And we'll just speed up time just to make sure that satisfies it. Ish. So let's bump up, let's go up all the way to 150. Oh. Yeah, okay, much better. So we haven't got that much buffer, but we've got a little bit. So, high school. We want the high school to be in an area that's easily accessible, has a lot of residential zoning around it, so Sims haven't got to travel too far if they're sort of right next door. So if this is going to be our transport area, I was thinking we either try and fit it in this area here, which isn't massive, so we can move this dog park. We can move the dog park to fit in the high school, or we can put it this side of the city. Something like that. Can we fit it? Okay, we can fit it in here anyway. Let's fit it in here. So that's our high school. So that's really, really good. It means our Sims will start getting educated to a higher level. Let's fill in this little area here with a bit of commercial. We'll just take away those back two. So a little corner, a little 4x4 will go in there. A little bit like this one here. So that's great. So that's a high school. So these buildings should start having Sims which are at their right level. So these places, yeah, so they need one Sim which is well educated. So at the minute we don't have any Sims which are well educated. 0%, sad times. But we'll start getting them in. Hopefully it's high school. These will start going this sort of colour once Sims start going to the high school. So they're all red at the minute, but hopefully that will change. We've got a right dead centre 30-70 split. We've got a massive residential demand. So let's give the people what they want. So come and move in. Come to Lakefield and live your best life. So there's some zoning. We'll just bring this water pipe down so everyone's happy. So quite a lot of buildings have this not enough educated workers notification, which is fine. That's very common early game. That's very common. And a good thing about not unlocking everything. So what you can do before you start a game, and you can actually change it mid-saved game, is you can turn off unlock all or turn it on. I personally prefer to play the game with unlock all off because it means you put down the buildings as soon as they're available to you. So what we could do is, as soon as we started the city, we could put down the elementary school, we could put down the high school, we could put down a university. However, I think sometimes that can actually be, it can be a disadvantage, because these higher buildings, they cost more to run. They cost more to run to one thing, and sometimes there just isn't demand for it, so you're losing money. And in this game, as soon as you start getting into a little bit of a financial crisis, it can, especially early game, it can be quite hard to come out of it. So I personally always prefer to unlock my buildings, because I think as soon as you've unlocked a building, it means your city's ready for it. Oh, we now have 1% which are well educated. Awesome. We have our residential demand is being satisfied slowly. So let's continue to build a few more roads, increase the road network. We'll bring this one and we'll connect it down here. Here we will connect this way. And here we will put in a little dead end. And it will also come off. No, I don't think we will. Because as soon as these pylons are demolished, I think that will clear enough zoning in the middle here. So if you could connect to here. Oh, that will be great. So you can so I was just going to change the height of the pylon, but it doesn't matter. So we can get rid of those. That's all connected. What we can do is we can use the move it mod. So use the move it mod, you can use page up and page down to just sync anything like this. Selected the actual pylon, not the node. So what we can do, we select the node, come here, there, we can just bring that down, just let's flush to the ground. And we select the actual pylon, we can just bring that down as well. Lovely. So here, I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to fill it all out of residential, because again we've got a high demand for residential, which is great news. So let's fill all that out. Here we go. Building some homes for you. What a kind mayor I am. And we'll just bring this water down this street here. Awesome. We'll bring this pipe down this road. So everyone's satisfied for water. How's Lilac Hill Park going? I can see some Sims walking through. Okay, so we've nearly done half the amount of visitors, which is really good. So let's have a look at some policies. So, because we've only got this one big district here, it will affect all of our zoning. So let's go on policies. So what do we have? So with parks and recreations, this make your parks and plazas the envy of your country. Moderately increase land value around the parks and plazas, and it also increases the budget. Okay, so the advantage is it increases. Oh, we're Boomtown. Awesome. We'll have a look at that in a sec. So it increases the land value around the park. However, it will automatically increase your budget by 20% regardless. So let's go for that. We'll increase this land value of this area here. Recycling. I like to recycle, so let's get recycling. What else do we have? What's recycled plastic? Recycling centres work with a plus 20% efficiency. However, it costs 100. I don't know what that is. £100, 100 currency. Okay, so let's do that as well. Let's have a look at what we got with our new status of a Boomtown. So we got. Oh, we're having some water issues. Every time I want to look at it, we have another issue. Is that because of power? Yeah. Okay. So let's, we've unlocked the advanced wind turbine. I quite like these. So if you click on any power outlet which uses wind, it will show you the wind map. So these dark areas are where we have most wind. So there's 20 megawatts. And then this gets lower as we go through this lighter area, so you can see it dropping. So let's get one of these right by our sewage. That'll give us 20 more megawatts. Once it is updated, there we go, 20 more, lovely jubbly. So, Boomtown. Let me look at Boomtown. Where am I going? Here. No, wrong one, Brad. This one. So, we've got a bit of transport, which is great. So we've got some bus, we've got walking tours, we've got bus tours, we've got ferries, we've got taxis, we've got trams, we've got a post service. Awesome. We can also do ore industry. We've got some more roads. So we've actually unlocked highways. We've unlocked a few of my mods here, which I have. So some intersections, bus roads. We've unlocked heating pipes. We've unlocked cemetery. That's a really important one to get in. So we'll build a cemetery shortly. Right, let's get a cemetery in. So I think this corner is a really nice place for a cemetery. It's opposite the park. It's quite a nice, quite a sort of rural area. So let's get that, 'cause that also fits perfectly. So that's where all of our dead people can go and rest. So buses. Let's start thinking about transport, because a really important bus line is going to be a bus which I think goes from here over to this industry area. So you will notice that building disappeared. So as soon as a building goes abandoned or is burnt down, the auto bulldoze mod will just automatically bulldoze it for me. So I've also got a mod collection, an essential mod collection. I've actually done a video on it recently. Please have a look at the video. Feel free to add the collection to your Steam workshop. It's all of the mods which I think are essential to the game. I think you sort of really improve the gameplay. So that's one of them, is the auto bulldoze. So buses. I think that'll be the last thing we do today. So let's have a think. I still think a train would be good here. A train which I really like, a train station, is what one's train? So we unlock trains at 7,500 people. Is that I think it's called the Beauformers Sunken Train Station, which is really, it's a real sunken train station, which for me reminds me of London. So I think that would be really good because it's sunken. You don't need sort of this area for your train tracks. Sort of your train tracks can go underground to the station here and then out again. So we'll save that area for a train. So maybe if we develop this area here into our bus station, you can hear everyone levelling up because of the cemetery. So I like a clear space. So let's pause the game. We will bulldoze these buildings here. Let's get rid of the zoning. And also we've got a nice clear canvas where we can think about a bus station. So we don't want our buses coming out onto this main road. All that's going to do is cause unnecessary traffic for us. So let's cut out our bus depot. It is quite loud. So we can either have our bus depot here. And we can do sort of a station around it. Or we could have our bus depot over here with our other sort of unsightly buildings, and we can just have some roads for the bus station, which I think might be best. So let's have our actual building, so our actual bus depot. Let's plop this over here. So there it is. That's our bus depot there. So that's where our buses will spawn from. Oh, you can hear everyone at work. So let's then come back over this way. I think what we'll do is, should we try some bus roads? So these roads, where have you gone? Oh, okay, so we only have 4-lane bus roads, which we don't really want at the minute. We've got no bus single roads, so we'll have to use a normal one way. Now what I was thinking, if we have it coming out, so we'll have it coming up, and we'll save a little bit of space here for some shops here. So let's come out about here. We'll have it coming along. Let's have it in line with this road here. So something like that. Then we'll have it come back down to there. And what I like to do is sort of have some roads a little bit like that. I'll show you what I'm doing. So I'm just going to do this. How many can I fit here? We're going to think about that area. So what I like to do is that when we're placing bus stops, we have these as sort of a bus station. So these roads is where we put the bus stops. It puts the bus stops away from these sort of these busy roads, and it puts them out of the way. And it's also a really nice area where we can use some trees and these sort of blank spots. We can put some fences in. We can get some shops back around here. So let's make it look a bit nicer. So please feel free to build here again. I'm sorry that we got rid of you and then I'm immediately asking for you to come back. We'll get in some pathways because that's a real essential thing, is that the bus station is easy to get to. So squidge one in there. Can we squidge one in there? Awesome. That's some really key sort of cut throughs then onto the main road. Everyone's sort of gonna filter out. Hopefully the shops start building. So what we'll do is let's get a bus line going, and then we can start thinking about the aesthetics a bit later, about the actual decoration. And so let's start a bus lane here. I think what would be good is we have a circular. So we have a circular around this area. So we have one line going clockwise, one line going counterclockwise. So let's come down here. We'll stop right outside the park. That's also quite near the cemetery. Just one bus stop there. Come down here, because you want these stops near crossings. No, come down here, because this stop here means that everyone can get to this area here. We can see all the smiley faces. It means that everyone's happy. So stop there. Come down here and stop maybe something like there. So come out onto the main road. We've got a crossing there, so let's maybe get another crossing sort of there. So after we've done the bus line, we'll put a crossing in there. Come back into this residential area and maybe stop something like that. Then I think we want to come through the heart of this Fawn district, so something like that. And then maybe come around this area here, so there's some nice paths around here. So stop there, means everyone can sort of get around this area. And then I think just come down here and then join back up there. Okay, so we've already got quite a few people. So that's our first bus line. So it's sort of like a circular line. So if we come out of the transport, go to transport view, go away you. So select the line, we'll call this Fawn District Circular 1. We'll give it a nice dark blue colour. So that's our first line. What we're also going to do is change the buses which are on this line. So I'm just going to pause. Oh, can you come here please? Okay, I'll just move. So I'm going to pause the game. So the improved public transport mod, what it will do is it will allow you to change exactly what vehicle is on a line. So as you can see here, we have this mod here, which is the D3SMB Citaro C11. So I'm going to get rid of the default buses, and what we'll do is we'll let these buses here, we'll let them spawn, and I'll show you what they look like. So let's go over here. Oh, there's one there. So this is a bus that I use a lot. So it's a mod. Again, I'll link the mod down below for the bus. And so in London we call them a bendy bus. So you can see that the bus is actually articulated. I just think they look a little bit more realistic than the default buses. They are coloured, so it means that the bus will be coloured whatever colour you choose your line to be. So that's quite nice. This one's going over. It's going over to the bus station. So let's follow it over. So it's going to come over here. We'll just speed up time a tad. Oh no, it's going to go somewhere else. Okay, so we'll leave that going. Sometimes when you first spawn a bus, it just goes to certain bus stops just to collect passengers. So that stop is here. So if we zoom in, we can see the bus stop. So no one's there at the minute, but I'm sure it'll get busy. So what we'll do is we will create the counterclockwise route. So that's there. Here, let's stop there. So then we'll come back on ourselves to come around here. And we'll just do the anti-clockwise opposite route. So if you're here and you need to get to here, you haven't got to go all the way around here. You can just jump on this line, which goes in the direction you need to go. There, and it finishes there. So to get the same colour, what you need to do, if you get off the transport build menu, go onto the transport view, which is here, info view, transport. So if you click on the line colour, Control A to select all, Control C to copy, come back on to the line you'd like to change, Control A and paste with Control V and select enter. That changes the colour to the exact same. So here we also want to get rid of that. And this is a Scania is another bus that I have, so we can have a look at those a little bit later. So it's all the same mod the D3S MB Citaro G11. We have 3 on this line as well. So there we go. So that's our first bus line. Oh, we also need to give it a name. So this is going to be the Fawn District Circular 2. Awesome. So we already have people queuing up. So let's have a look at our bus station. How many people are here? Okay, yeah, so we have a few people using this main bus station. As soon as this becomes a sort of a busier area, especially with the train, with the park being a little bit busier, I think, well, I'd expect to see a lot more people around this area. Okay, so that's the start of a bus station. It's the start of the park. It's the start of the city just growing. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Please feel free to comment any suggestions, any feedback down below. I will link all of the mods, so not just the essential mods, all of the mods that I'm using in this Let's Play. I'll link them down below so you can have a look and use them for yourself. I'll see you next time. See you later. If you like the video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, post a comment down below, and please follow me on Facebook and Twitter to keep updated. See you later.